Hello everyone, welcome back. In this tutorial, we will learn about the loops. So basically, loops are used when you have to perform a similar kind of function over and over again. Suppose I have to write a line 400 times. So I can either write it 100 times or I can write a 4 line of code to iterate the loop for 100 times. So let's start learning about the loops with our first type, that is while loop. This is the syntax for while loop, while condition. The one thing you should remember is that condition must be the boolean. That means it should be true or should be false. And while loop will be executed if the condition is true. The while statement continues testing the expression and execute the block until the expression evaluates to be false. That means the program will keep on iterating till the condition is true. So let's have a practical look. Create a program. Let's take a variable first, int a. Give it a value 1. Now let's just start with the simple example to print a line for 10 times. So for writing a line for 10 times, what I need to do is I have to run a loop. So I will use while and give a condition while a is less than equal to 10. I have given a statement to print a line. I have to increment the value of a so that it will reach till 10. If I will not increment the value of a, it will stuck in a loop and will keep on iterating for the infinite time because the value of a will remain same forever. So what I have done till now is I have taken a variable of integer type and assigned a value 1 to it, given a condition for the loop till the value of a is less than equal to 10. It should enter the loop, print the statement, increment the value of a by 1 each time it enters the loop, and then it will exit the loop. And when it will exit the loop, I have given a default statement to be printed that you are now out of loop. So let's execute the command and see the output first. Sit down in the console window, you can see it has printed the output for 10 times. I have used the variable to count the number. So you can see we have got the output for the 10 time. Then it has exited the loop and given the default output as you are now out of loop. So this is how you can use a while loop. I will tell you about the nesting after we are done with do while loop. But first of all, let's see what will happen if I forgot to write the increment operator. Now let's just execute the command and see the output. See, as you can see in the console window, we are getting an output as hello number 1 and it is now iterating for the infinite time. You can see on the scroll bar, it has been iterating for the infinite time. It will not stop the execution until or unless I forcefully stop the execution. So what I need to do is I have to terminate the program here on. So when it entered the loop, the value of a was 1. And it doesn't matter how many times you print the statement, it will remain 1 because we haven't used the increment operator. So when you are using a loop, you must use increment or decrement operator depending upon the condition. Let's execute and see the output again. See, we have got the desired output. Now let's take another example for the while loop, which will help me explaining you about the benefits of do while loop too. So let's create another example. Let's take an example in which I will be asking user to enter a password. So if he fails to log in with the correct password, I will give him more chances to enter. So let's create a program for that. We have welcomed our user. Let's ask for the password. Let's ask the password at the runtime. So let's create the object of the scanner class. Let's ask the password now, int password equal to. We will be calling the object of the scanner class. We will be using the password of the integer type only. We will give a condition that until or unless password is not 5555, it will ask this question that please enter your password. So what I will do is I will copy paste the same 2 lines and paste it within the while block. And if this password is right, it will print the statement as you have entered right password, then welcome. So let's execute the command now. See, it's asking me for the password. Please enter password. I have entered the wrong password. So it's asking me again. It doesn't matter whatever I enter. Until or unless I have entered the right password, it will keep on iterating. So when I will give the correct password, it will exit the loop. So this is how you can use while loop. So what I have done here is I have taken an instance of a scanner class to take the input, given 2 statements to be printed. Then I have taken an integer input for the password. Then I have given a condition that until or unless I get the password as 5555, it will keep on iterating the loop. When I will get the password as 5555, it will exit the loop and it will give the output as you have entered right password, welcome. So let's open the same in the debugger view to see the execution and flow of statements. Place a breakpoint, let it be on the 10th line. Start the debugging. Press F6. It will ask for the password. Enter the password 2525. Press enter. See, it has come to check the password. We have entered 2525, which is not equal to 5555. It will now enter the while loop, and it is now asking again for the password. So you have to enter the password again. So let's enter 5555, the correct one. Press enter. Now it will check for the password, and see, it has exited the loop because the condition is false now, and it will exit the loop and will print the another consecutive statement in the program. So press F6. It will print the program and it will exit the loop. So this will be all for the while loop. In this tutorial, we will learn about the do while loop and how do while loop is different from while loop. So this is the syntax for the do while loop. Do, block of statement, then there is a closing of do, then at the closing bracket you have to mention the while condition with a semicolon. So what we see from here is that the statement within the do while loop will be executed at least once, because we will be writing the block of code within the do. So when you compile your program, it will first execute the block of code, then it will check your condition. That means the block of code which you will write for the while loop will be executed at least once. So let's see it practically. So this was our last program which we have seen in the while loop. See, there was one drawback while we were using this while loop, which can be overcome in the do while loop. That is, we have used these two statements two times, over here and in between the while loop, which we can call as a code redundancy. That means we have used the same code again and again. So to eliminate this, to make the code more simplified, we can use do while loop. So now let's just create a new file for the do while loop, and we will be creating the same example, and I will tell you the difference practically. You can copy paste the same thing, but I think I should write it for you so that you can understand the difference. So let's ask for the password. So for taking a password, we have to declare the password. Declare the password. Now let's take an input from the user for the password. We have taken the input. Now let's mention the while condition. While. We have mentioned the same while condition as it was mentioned in our previous example. Let's put a semicolon. See, what I have done till now is I have asked for the password. We have taken an input from the user at runtime, and we have given a condition for the while loop. Let's welcome our user too, and let's give a statement at the end if the condition was true. So what I have done till now is I have welcome our user, then I have asked for the password within do, then I have given a condition that has to be met to exit the loop, that is for the correct password, and then at the end it will print a message that you have entered the right password, welcome. So let's execute the command first. Down in the console window you can see it is asking for the password. Let's enter a wrong password first. It's again asking me for the password. So it will keep on iterating until or unless I will provide it with the right password. When I will give 5555 and press enter, it will print the output as you have entered right password, welcome. As you can see, we have used the same example but with a different approach. That is, in this we have used do while, and we have saved our code by 2 lines. That means in this we have written the same statement twice, before the while loop and within the while loop. But in do while loop, what I have done is I have written the statement for once only, and it will execute the same for me over and over again until or unless the condition is met. So what do while loop does is it will execute the block of code for once at least before the condition is checked. So this is the basic difference between while loop and do while loop. In this tutorial, we will learn about the nesting of while loop. So let's take an example. I will take an example of a maths table to print a math table from 11 to 20. Yes, the same math table which you find it very difficult to learn while you were in your school days. So before starting a program, I would like to tell you one more important thing, that is, you can make a program easy or difficult. It totally depends upon you. Computer doesn't know anything. It do things what we program it to do. It is you and your mind that can make a toughest program go easy. The simple solution to that is you have to be logical about that. If you can create a logic behind your program, then it will be easy to create a program. So try to be logical while thinking a solution. So let's create our program first. As I have given you lecture on being logical, so I must do it logically too. So let's have a look at the table first. So this is a table for integer value 5. What logical thing you can find in this is we are multiplying 5 into 1 equal to 5. Then we are multiplying 5 into 2 equal to 10, and so on till 10. So what will happen if I will replace 5 with 6? I will get a table of 6. What will happen if I will replace 6 with 7 or 8 or 9 or any number? I will get the table of that number. So what I am trying to tell you over here is, so this number is constant for each iteration of 1 to 10. That means I have to traverse a loop for 1 to 10 each time for any of the table. So for any math table, what I will need is a number that will be constant for 1 to 10 and a loop that will run for 1 to 10 times. And then the simple multiplication between the two to have the desired output. So let's create our first program with a simple while loop. So let us take an input from the user for any table. Let's ask the user for the input. Take an input from user. So let's take another variable for the loop to run it for 10 times. Int a is equal to 1. Our loop will start from 1 until 10. So let's give a condition to run it for 10 times. A is less than equal to 10. Let's print the output now. Table multiplied by a. And let's increment the value of a by 1 each time so that it will run for 10 times. So that will be all for now. Let's execute the command. Let's print the table for 2. That will be easy. You all will know the output. Sit down in the console window, you can see I have got the table of 2. So now let's give it a better look. So what I have done here is I have formatted the output so that it will give you a better look of the multiplication. Enter another table, let it be 3. I think at least you know the table of 3. So see, I have got an output and it looks good now. So this is how you can print the table. So now let's convert the same program into a nested while loop. What we have achieved with this while loop is that we have successfully printed our table. So now what I have to do is I have to print different tables. So I just have changed the value of 3 to 4 to 5 to 6 to 7. That's all I have to do. So what I need to do is I have to run another while loop to change this number. So let's create another while loop. We have the table over here. Table less than equal to, let it be 20. See, I have added this while loop within this while loop. Now what I have to do is I have to increment the value of table by 1 so that it will print the series of table. So let's increment the value of table by 1 each time. See, we have created our program, but still it will not print the whole series of table. It will just print the first one. Let's execute the command first and then I will tell you why. Let it be 4. See, it has just printed the first one. I will tell you why. Let's debug the program and see. Let's give it, you can either press F6 or click on this button on your toolbar. See, I have entered 4. So 4 is less than equal to 20. So it will enter the loop. Now as you can see, it has printed the value. You can check the same over here in the variable section. The value of a is now 8 and we are printing the table for 4. Keep on pressing F6. It will keep on iterating till the value of a is now 11. Now it will exit the loop and will increment the value of table by 1. Now you can see in the table section we have got the value of table as 5. So now according to us it should print the table of 5, but as you can see the value of a is 11, so it will not enter the while loop, and that is the reason why we haven't got our output as the series of table, because the value of a is now 11 and it will not enter the loop in any condition. So now what you have to do is you have to reassign the value of a to 1 so that it will again enter the loop with a equal to 1 till a is equal to 10. Now let's again execute the command. It is asking for the number. Let's give 6. Down in the console window you can see we have got the output as, it was looking a bit messy, so I just added a new line character. Now let's execute the command again. Enter a value for the table, let it be 11. Down in the console window you can see we have got the output. You can see we have got the output for 11, 12, 13 till 20. So see, what I have done till now is I have created an instance of an object class. I have taken input from the user. I have taken a variable a and assigned the value 1 to it. Then I have given a condition that while table is less than equal to 20, that is our condition for the series of table for user input till 20. That means it will run the table for whatever the user has given the input till the table of 20. And then again in the inner loop we have given a condition for a is less than equal to 10. That means for each iteration of outer while loop it will run the inner loop for 10 times. So when it will run for 10 times it will print the statement for 10 times, and that's how we are getting our output for 10 times. Then I have incremented the value of a by 1 each time, so that it will not end up in a condition of infinite loop. Then we have closed the inner while. Then in the outer while condition, I have given a new line character to be printed each and every time. And after that, I have incremented the value of table by 1 each time, so that you will get an incremented value and you can have the new table. It will go on till the value is less than equal to 20. And then in the last line, I have reassigned the value of a to 1. You have seen the reason why I have reassigned the value of a to 1 while I was using the debugger view. So that will be all for the nesting of while loop. In this tutorial, we will learn about for loop. So let's have a look at the syntax first. So the syntax of the for loop says you have to initialize a variable first, then you have to put a semicolon, then you have to write the condition. If the condition is true, it will enter the block of code. If it is false, it will exit the loop. Then put a semicolon. Then you have to mention your increment or decrement operator. You have to write the increment or decrement operator in such a manner that it will meet the condition eventually and it will exit the loop. So now let's have a look at the key points of the for loop. The first one is initialization is done only once. That means whatever variable you have initialized over here, it will be executed only once. And afterwards, only the condition will be checked according to increment or decrement. Till the condition is true, it will enter the block of code, and when the condition becomes false, it will exit the block of code. That means it will exit the for loop. Third important point is, if you write for loop like this, that means you have not entered any condition or increment or decrement operator or initialized. You just have differentiated it with the semicolon. Then the program will enter the infinite loop. So this is the syntax for the for loop. Now you might be wondering why we are using for loop when we already have while loop and do while loop. While loop and do while loop have some limitations. Let's have a look. As you can see in the while loop, we just have to give the condition. It doesn't ask for the initialization of any variable or increment or decrement operator. So even if we forget to write the increment or decrement operator, this loop will run. So while loop is something that just worries about the condition only. Similarly, you can see in the do while loop. So to eliminate these limitations, we used for loop, in which there is a proper format to write the same. So let's move on and check this out practically. We will be taking two examples for the for loop. The first one will be just to print the line for 10 times, or you can go with this example to print the table of 5 or 6, which we have already done in the while loop. So now let's take just example to print the line for 10 times, and then afterwards I will take a bit of example to make a program for factorial. So let's move on with the practical. So now we have to just print a line for 10 times. I just have written two statements to make it look good. So we have to print a line for 10 times. So let's create a for loop. So the for loop says we have to first initialize the variable. Let's take a variable int I, initialize it to 1, put a semicolon, then condition I should be less than or equal to 10, then I plus plus. That means we have to increment the value of I 1 by each time. So that was our for loop. Now we have to print the line. So let's count the number of output 2. So I will write I plus, it will now give me the count of number. So let's execute the command and see first. Sit down in the console window, you can see we have got our output as hello friend, and there is a counting from 1 to 10. So this is how you can use a for loop. It was an easy program. Now let's just take the same example for the decrement operator. I have told every example with the increment operator till now. Now let's copy paste the same thing and use it from I is equal to 10 till I is greater than equal to 1, and then I minus minus. So now what it will do is, it will start with the value of I as 10. It will check for the condition that the value of I, that is 10, it is greater than equal to 1. It is true, so the condition is met, and enter the loop. And now it will print the statement, and then it will again check the condition. As I have told you, it will initialize the variable just once, and then it will not again check for the variable. Our value of I will be 9. So 9 is greater than equal to 1. It will enter the loop and it will print the line. Similarly, it will keep on iterating. You can check the same in the debugger view. It will give you the same result. Let's put a gap between the output. Let's execute the command again. Down in the console window, you can see we have got our output. The first one was for the increment operator. So we have got the output from 1 to 10. And the second one was for the decrement operator. So we have got the output from 10 to 1. So I hope you have learned about the syntax and the proper use of for loop. Now let's learn about some of the important concepts of for loop. So let's comment our second decrement part, and for the convenience of program and to see the output properly, let's decrease the value of condition from 10 to 5. So now we have our program. Let's see some of the important things. The first one is, what will happen if I forget to write I++? Will it give me an error? It will not give me an error because we have put the semicolon. If you remove the semicolon, then it will give you an error. So let's execute the command and see the output first. See, it has gone in the infinite loop. It will not terminate successfully because we haven't given any increment or decrement operator to meet the condition. So you have to forcefully terminate the program. Terminate. It will then stop. So this was the first thing. Another important thing is, you don't have to write I++ or I-. I++ or I-, is used just to increment or decrement the value by 1. If you want to increment the value by 2 or 3, what you need to do is, you have to replace the last plus with equal to 2. I plus equal to 2 is same as I is equal to I plus 2. So now let's execute the command. It has printed the output for 3 times only. That means I is equal to 1, condition is met. Print the statement and it will again check for the condition. 5 is less than equal to 5. Yes, 5 is equal to 5. Then it will again enter the loop. It will print the statement, and now the value of I is 7. 7 is less than equal to 5. No, the condition is false and it will exit the loop. Similarly, you can increment or decrement the value as you like, depending upon the use and the program. Similarly, you can remove the condition too. As you can see, it has not given me any error. It will work fine, but still it will enter the infinite loop. Let's execute the command. See, it has entered the infinite loop and it will keep on iterating itself until or unless I forcefully stop it. So terminate the program. So these are the basic important things you have to know while you are programming using for loop. So it is a must expression that you have to initialize a variable, then you have to give the condition, and then increment or decrement operator depending upon the condition you are giving on your for loop. So this will be all for this program. Let's make a program for factorial. So let's create a program for factorial. Those who know what is factorial, it's a good thing, but those who don't know about the factorial, don't worry. I will give you a brief about the factorial. Suppose you have to print a factorial for number 5. So what you need to do is, you have to start with the number for which you have to take the factorial. In this example, we are taking 5. You have to write 5 and then decrease the value by 1 each time till it reaches 1 and multiply them with each other. As you can see, 5 is multiplied by 4, then it is multiplied by 3, then it is multiplied by 2, and then it is multiplied by 1. So we have gone all the way from 5 to 1. It will give an output of 120. Similarly, you can do it for the 10, 20, 30. For whatever value you need the factorial, you can write it like this. So what logical aspect you can gain from this is that it is some kind of series in a opposite direction. That means for whatever value I have to take the factorial, I will start from that value and decrement it by 1 each time, and then I will multiply it to get the output. So let's learn about this example practically. So now what you need to do is, you have to take the input from the user. So we will be importing the scanner package. So let's create an instance of a scanner class. Let's ask for the input first. Let's take a variable for the input. It has to be integer. So I will be taking an integer. So we have got the input. Now what we have to do is, we have to iterate the loop from value to 1. So let's create a loop first. Let's take an integer I, assign it the value. We have got the value. Now our loop should run from I till 1. So I will be giving a condition that I is greater than equal to 1. So if I have given the value as 5, it has to run from 5 to 1. That means I have to decrement the value by 1 each time. So I will decrement the value. So this is our condition for the for loop. Let's take an integer result to take our output. And now what we have to do is, we have to multiply the value with the value 1 less than that till it is 1. So our result will be result multiplied by I, semicolon. Say it has given me an error that local variable result may not have been initialized. That means if I am using the result variable on the right hand side, that is to perform a arithmetic operation, I have to initialize the variable first. So let's initialize the variable over here. The error has gone. Let's print our statement. Your result is plus result. Let's execute the command and see the output first. See, it's asking me for the value. Let's enter 5. Press enter. Your result is 120. So you can check it out by yourself. You have to multiply 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1 to get the output. Similarly, you can execute the command again and enter a value as 8 and you will get an output of something like this, 40320. So this is how you will be making your program. If you find any problem while making other programs, you can ask me in the comment section. That will be all for this lecture. In this tutorial, we will learn about nesting of for loop. For this, I have taken an example to find the prime number between 1 to n, where n is the number which you will be providing at the runtime. So let's start with the program. But first of all, let me tell you what is a prime number and an interesting story which I came across during my class sessions. So last year when I was taking a class, I asked the same question, that what is a prime number? Few of the students raised their hand and I was surprised to see that one of them was the last bencher. So I asked him to stand up and tell me what's a prime number. And you will be surprised to know the way I was surprised that he told me that 0 is a prime number. Yeah, that's what he said at that time. Well, then I was curious to know why 0 is a prime number, or how came up to the conclusion that how 0 is a prime number. So I asked him why 0 is a prime number. He told me prime means important and so that's why 0 is a prime number. Then I gave him a surprised look and asked him again, so 0 is a prime number, what about prime numbers? Then he again looked at me and said, you can have as many zeros you want, sir. So that was a kind of funny incident which happened last year in my class. 0 is not a prime number. So let me tell you something important, that prime number is something that is divisible by themselves only or by 1. So these are prime numbers. 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13. We will be creating a program to find the prime numbers. So let's start with the program. Take an input from user. Create an instance of scanner class. Take input from user. We will be taking an integer value. Now I will be needing a boolean data type. So let's take a boolean. Call it a flag. Assign a value false to it. And we will be needing another variable. We will call it a b. So now let's run a loop from value of b is equal to 2 to whatever number you are gonna input, b plus plus, open bracket and closing bracket. In between that we will be writing another for loop. So what we have to do is write for. Let's take another variable for another loop, int I, give it a value of 2 again. I should be less than b, then I plus plus. So what our second loop will do is, it will iterate for the value of I is equal to 2 to number minus 1. That is our b. So let's give the condition. If b mod I is equal to 0, now we will be using the flag. Flag is equal to false. As I have told you earlier in our arithmetic operation tutorial, that using mod operator with integer data type will give you only the remainder. So if the remainder is 0, suppose I am dividing 4 by 2, that means I will be getting a remainder 0. So then it will enter the block of code, it will assign the flag value to be false, and then I have given a break statement, then it will exit the condition. So now we have to give a condition when it is not true. So what we will do is, we will assign the value of flag to be true. That means for whatever number we are not getting a remainder as 0, it will not enter this block of code, it will assign the value of flag to be true. It will then exit this loop and it will then at the end of the iteration of this for loop, it will check for this condition. What is this condition? This condition says if flag is equal to true, it should give me the number. So this is the whole program. Let's execute the command and see the output first. It is asking me for the number. Let's give a number. Let's give 20. Press enter. See, I have got the prime numbers 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, 19. Let's execute the command again and this time give it a 100. See, I have got the output as 3, 5, 7, 11 till 97, which is in the range of 100. But you might be wondering now, why I am not getting 2 as a prime number? Because 2 is a prime number. So this is a bit tricky, that how to modify a program to have 2 as a prime number too. Before starting with that, let me explain you about the program once again. See, I have described whatever each and every line is performing the functions. You can read and learn from this. Our next important question was how to get 2 as our output in the list of prime numbers. That is a very important question and you should know how to get it. So keep your brain sharp and eyes wide open. I'm gonna tell you the toughest thing in this program. What you need to do is int b, assign it a value 2, and before starting the for, write a print statement and print b. Yes, that will be all. Execute the command. Enter a value. Let it be 30. As you can see, I'm getting 2 as an output. You can try it any number of times. Let us write 100. And see, you are getting 2 as an output again. So see how tricky it was to learn. So that will be all for this tutorial. In our next tutorial, we will learn about the array. So goodbye for now. I will try to come up with some of the tricky ideas in arrays too. So stay tuned, keep watching. Thank you.